Has been a difficult week for Mokgalapa and the DA after an audio recording surfaced on Sunday. The content of the recording suggests Mokgalapa and the Transport MMC, Sheila Senkobuche, discussed colleagues and were allegedly intimate inside a municipal office. The DA in the Gauteng says it's in the hands of both the EFF and the ANC on how they vote during the motion of no confidence. Sipho Sirman is our man on the ground covering all the developments in Pretoria. Sipho, very good morning to you.
Well, a very good morning to you, Blaine, and our viewers at home. As you correctly say, a lot expected here at the Tshwane Council. It's sitting here on Thursday after a long week. Well, some may say it's a long week from the weekend when the Sex and the City scandal broke out, but also not just the alleged sexual activities, but some of the content that was said in that audio clip. They're talking about colleagues that need to be axed from the city. This, of course, involving the mayor and his MMC. Subsequently, we've heard that the EFF are filing that motion of no confidence, and then what has happened overnight is that we've had the ANC also filing its own motion of no confidence against Mayor Stevens Mokgalapa. But also part B of the ANC's motion of no confidence is that they also want the city's acting city manager to also be removed. But to get a sense from a DA perspective about all of this that's happening here, I am joined now by provincial leader of the DA, that is Mr. John Moody. Thank you very much, sir. It's been a long, tough week here in Tshwane. You were just recently in council. You told me you were meeting with the DA caucus here. What was said in that meeting?
Well, it's a caucus meeting and I cannot divulge what happens in caucus because there's confidentiality in that regard. But I'm prepared to answer any other questions.
All right, but let's just talk about today. There's this motion of no confidence against your mayor. The EFF and ANC, they're saying that they are working together to remove Mokgalapa. Your take on this?
Well, that is their democratic right. In terms of the Systems and Structures Act, they can put in motions of no confidence. Of course, it needs to meet with certain legal muster as such, and that is for the Speaker to decide upon. As a DA, we remain committed to serving the people of Tshwane to the best of our ability. As a DA, we believe that under the administration of Stevens Mokgalapa and our coalition partners, we are making great strides in improving the lives of our people, and that we are in fact turning the corner on many fronts. This city has been neglected for more than 22 years under a government that quite frankly just wasn't concerned about the well-being of the people of Tshwane, and for it to be returned back to those rules will be a sad day.
All right, let's talk about what's expected today. We have the DA, we have the EFF and the ANC filing these motions of no confidence. Have you, in the days leading up to today, engaged with any of these parties to sort of strike some sort of a deal to ensure that as the DA you continue to govern?
There's no deal on any table with any of these two parties. We as an organization, as I said, would always put the people first. And we were prepared to meet with the leadership of these two political parties. And our doors were always open for it. And the invitation to them was, can we talk? The fact that they didn't come to speak to us is
Are you saying you sent out an invitation to speak with them and they rejected your invitation?
No, they didn't reject. There was always an open door. So the thing is that we will not horse trade, period. We know what Julius Malema said last week. He said whoever helps the EFF in Johannesburg, they will support in Tshwane. That is quite frankly holding us to ransom. As a DA, we will not be held to ransom.
So does that mean then you are prepared to lose Tshwane, then saying that you don't want to enter into these negotiations?
You must remember, it's not about the DA losing Tshwane. It's about the people of Tshwane losing out on a better government and going back to a government that doesn't care about them. We've seen what happened in Nelson Mandela Bay. And at the end of the day, the leadership of these two political parties have to come to the reality of the facts that they need to put the people of Tshwane first. This is not whether the DA will win or the DA will lose. This is about whether the people of Tshwane will win or the people of Tshwane will lose.
Well, some of the reasons that they've put forward for this motion of no confidence is actually what you're talking about, service delivery, the Hammanskraal water issue. They're talking about some of the Glad Africa tender issues, that there's been some irregularities in terms of following procurement procedures from the city. So it's certainly, they're painting a picture that it has not been a well-run municipality.
You know, if a person looks at the track record of the DA over the past 3.5 years and compares it to that of the ANC, it is chalk and cheese, day and night, in difference. Of course, we're in a political arena. Hammanskraal water problem didn't start 3 years ago. This has been an ongoing thing, and we know what had happened there. It was deliberate sabotage of the infrastructure so that water tankers could be utilized to give water to our people. And that was about giving friends contracts. Just in this week, AfriForum has tested the water of Hammanskraal and says it's fit for human consumption. So it's not as if the DA administration is sitting on their laurels, not at all. You can see how capital spend is going to improving the lives of our people and to improving the services in the city.
Let's talk about your mayor. You've placed him on special leave. Have the processes of investigating that audio clip taken place already, or you are awaiting the outcome of today to move forward with that?
Let me set the record straight. Stevens Mokgalapa and Sheila applied for leave. They decided on their own they're going to not still wait until the investigation team arrives. They will vacate the office and go on leave so that they can allow our legal commission to do their work. The Federal Legal Commission has established a task team and they will be imminently starting the investigations.
Do you know how long this is going to take?
How long is a piece of string? They have to do a thorough job. They have to investigate everything, and they have to come up with recommendations based on the evidence that they will receive. Let me also just put it this way. The DA's Speaker of the House has referred this matter to the Ethics Committee as well.
Do you personally have a confidence in your mayor, Stevens Mokgalapa?
Yes, I do.
Despite having this scandal that has come out now and him deciding to go on special leave?
You must remember one thing, that this was an illegal tape. It was between himself and a colleague having a discussion. And those are things that happens. We're human beings. Tell me anybody, the one who is without sin must cast the first stone here. It is an unfortunate situation that the conversation, which was a private one in a private environment, was illegally recorded. And of course, we're sitting with the situation that we have. But as a party, we are not just discounting it and saying, so what? We are investigating it, and we hold our public office bearers to the highest standards of integrity.
Thank you very much, sir. We appreciate your time. And there you have it. That is the DA provincial leader speaking to us about some of the developments that have occurred this week leading up to council, and saying that they never had an opportunity to engage with some of the political parties that are involved here, that is EFF and the DA. And they're saying for them it's not about the DA retaining power, but rather it's about the people of Tshwane. So it tells you that perhaps by the end of the day we might have a change of guard here in Tshwane. The EFF and the ANC seem to be ready to work together and push out the DA from the mayorship seat. But of course that council meeting will be starting at 10 a.m. and we'll bring all of that live here on SABC News.
Sipho, just for clarity with regards to the process of today, help us understand how it will actually unfold.
All right, so from what I understand today, the EFF, of course, submitted that motion of no confidence, and then now the ANC overnight have also done the same, but theirs is different, is that they also wanted the acting city manager also to be removed, and of course the city manager can only be removed by council. So from what we understand then, this motion will be of no confidence will be at the top of the agenda. It will have to be tabled before council, and it will obviously have to go through all the legal requirements for it to be actually tabled, and then for council members to be able to vote over it. We know that sometimes the legalities sometimes can delay these processes depending on whether the speaker allows it or not to go on the basis on whether it is urgent enough, on whether there was all the legal requirements that go through a motion have been passed and have been applied to thoroughly. So it could very well, if depending on how it's received by the speaker, who is the DA of course appointee, how then they will move forward with this tabling of this motion of no confidence. So we'll have to see how then it moves forward. But then the ANC and EFF are confident that they've met all the legal requirements for this submission of no confidence to be tabled and to be heard at the top of the agenda at 10 a.m. when our council sits. Now, of course, what's also interesting is that both the EFF and the ANC, who want Mokgalapa out, have not yet submitted mayoral candidates that could possibly replace Mokgalapa should they be successful. But we understand that they have about a 14-day window where they can then decide on who can take over as mayor permanently, and then during that 14-day period we can have an acting mayor while then they decide who should take over. So a lot that is still going on behind the scenes. In fact, the ANC currently is briefing media right now, talking about its plans for the day. But of course, they've already communicated that they are backing EFF, that they want Stevens Mokgalapa out. They want the acting city manager out as well. The EFF has also said that anybody that supports them in Johannesburg, then they will hand Tshwane over to any party that supports them in Johannesburg. So a lot of horse trading that's taking place. The DA says, well, it does not want to be involved in horse trading. I just spoke to John Moodley right now. His spirits seem a bit down and saying that we've seen what happens when there's horse trading. It's the people that lose out. So certainly the DA and the EFF seem to be steaming ahead. But we shall get a clearer picture when all of this commences at 10 a.m.
Look, interesting dynamics, no doubt. You've got a busy day ahead. Keep your ears close to the ground. Sipo, we'll come back to you in a short